That was difficult to see, and it was very emotional for me. So thank you so much for the wonderful video. And now I have to wear glasses, so I'm over 50, so that's what you have to do. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Buenas noches, señoras y señores. I must say this before I start. You all look marvelous tonight. Thank you for supporting this event. To all our corporate sponsors, your contributions are changing the lives of students, their families, and our community. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. To have been selected Hispanic Woman of the Year, by Tampa Hispanic Heritage, an organization that does so much for students, has been a humbling experience and a true honor. This recognition is not mine alone. It represents the relentless work, first and foremost, of my mother, and then of the many mentors, peers, and subordinates I have met along the way. We are shaped by our experiences, and my story started in 1968, on the day my father left Cuba to travel to the United States. I was 3 years old then, when I waved goodbye to Papa from our front porch in Havana. My sister was 2 and my brother was only a few months old. My parents thought that they would see each other again soon. However, 2 years later, Castro stopped allowing families to leave, and we were separated from my father for 12 years. During those 12 years, as I grew up in a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom house on Zapote Street, where up to 8 of us lived, I watched my mother face depression and hit a very low point in her life. Then I watched her pick up the pieces and become the strongest woman I have ever known. For years, she worked 8 hours a day picking up money from several bodegas and 4 hours a day teaching adult students. By watching her work 12 hours a day each day, I learned about the meaning of hard work. The impact that she had on the lives of students taught me to love education. The years I spent watching my mother travel to the small town of Huira de Melena to buy food from farmers, a trip that would take us a couple of hours each way, the years I spent helping her carry the heavy bags from the farms, trying to avert the authorities who would not allow us to bring to Havana more than 25 pounds, all of that showed me about strength and resiliency. All of that would one day give me the strength to work full-time and go to school at night while raising a child and caring for ill parents. All of those experiences helped me not to stop until I finished 2 master's degrees and ensured a solid financial future for my family. We would eventually leave Cuba on a shrimp boat in 1980 during the Maria boat lift on a stormy night when many families lost their lives. When we came to the United States, Mom would tell everyone with a smile on her face, "You'll see, one day my daughter Betty is going to write her story." She always knew. She felt it was important to tell people around the world the story of the Cuban people. She didn't want the world to forget what happened to us. Papa passed away at age 60. Mama was diagnosed with cancer 3 years later. She was given 6 months to live. Working at THHI, where miracles happen every day, I couldn't accept she was going to die, so I researched her condition feverishly. One day, I found a glimpse of hope. I took my research to her doctor, and he listened. Mom began to receive shots that would allow her to live 10 long years. These shots became the treatment of choice for her condition and would help many others like her. This experience taught me not to give up, not even when all seems lost. Mom passed away in 2011 and could not see her story published. In 2015, I finally fulfilled my promise and published Waiting on Zapote Street, a story that took me 14 years to write. It was selected by United Nations Book Club and many others, and in 2018, actor Edward James Olmos announced that my mother's book had been selected as one of the winners of the Latino Books into Movies Award. This was my gift to my mother in heaven. Since I've continued to write, dedicating over 20 years to documenting the Cuban experience. That takes me to today. 22 of the 30 years I've dedicated to healthcare organizations I spent at Tampa General Hospital as part of the management team that transformed the hospital from a money-losing organization to a world-class hospital. Those were some of the most rewarding years of my life. There I met mentors, peers, and subordinates who defined the person who I would become. I also had the opportunity to mentor many young people in becoming the best versions of themselves. I would like to acknowledge Judy Klosek, the person who hired me at THH, and thank Steve Short, Chris Roeder, Senior Vice Presidents at THH, and great supporters of my community work. I would also like to thank John Curris, the transformational CEO of THH, for supporting me tonight and taking THH to new heights. I would like to thank Holly Tomlin, Bridget Bellow, Sandy Merman. These amazing women and community assets helped me establish connections that would lead to my appointment to the Board of Trustees of Hillsborough Community College by Governor Scott. Thank you, ex-Governor Senator Scott, for allowing me to make a difference in my community. I would like to thank Odette, Eileen, and Tampa Hispanic Heritage for their exemplary work. I would also like to thank HCC and USF for all they do for students in our community. I'm an alumna of both institutions. I would like to acknowledge Jose Valiente, the extraordinary assets of the Hispanic community, also Hispanic Man of the Year, who has helped so many students and professionals in the community. When he called me about the Chief Financial Officer position at Lions Eye for Transplant and Research, an organization that provides the gifts of sight to people around the world, he helped me realize that I could use all the expertise I had gained through the years to help this amazing organization that I am proud to work for. I would also like to thank Jason Woody, Chief Financial Officer at Lions Eye. I could not ask for a better boss. I look forward to the day that through Lions Eye Institute for Transplant and Research, we could help find the cure for macular degeneration and glaucoma. I would like to thank my aunt and uncle, Maria and Mario, the two people who helped my mother raise me when I was in Cuba. They filled the void that my father left. To my husband, Ivan, thank you so much. I could not have asked for a better partner, husband, and friend. We met at 17-year-olds. When I was going to Jefferson High School and he was going to Tampa Bay Tech. We always knew we were meant to be together and fought against all odds. And here we are, over 36 years later. Yesterday was our anniversary, still loving each other like the first day, still holding hands. Madeline and Guillermo Viamontes, thank you for being the best in-laws anybody could have. I would like to thank my son, Ivan Jr., his wife, Gloria, for all their support, as well as my wonderful brother, Rene, and his employer, Farr Glass, for purchasing a corporate table and being here tonight. To my sister, Lisette, the cheerleader of my life, thank you. To my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, Jeff and Kathy, thank you for being great supporters. And thank you to the rest of the family who's here tonight, too numerous to mention. To the HCC students I invited here tonight and all the young people who have joined us, I never thought that my life would be what it has been. Dreams do come true. Keep fighting, study hard, become the best version of yourself. See difficulties and challenges as life as necessary to shape the amazing person you will become. To my Hispanic community of the city I love and the supporters of our community, thank you so much. To my mother, Mami, esta es tu noche. This is your night. Este es tu premio. This is your award. Thank you.